Welcome to another episode of the Family Freedom Caller, brought to you by the Texas Homeschool Coalition and the Family Freedom Project. The Family Freedom Project is dedicated to safeguarding parents' God-given right to raise their children. We are actively countering narratives that seek to replace the role of parents. Our vision is a future where parenthood is respected, where parents decide what's best for their families, and are free from unnecessary interference. The Family Freedom Project has become the go-to authority in Texas on parental rights. We fight against any threat to family autonomy. Parental rights are under attack, but the Family Freedom Project stands strong. If you support these ideals, find out more at familyfreedomproject.org. And together we can defend the fundamental rights of parents to raise their children as they see fit. Last week we took a closer look at the rise of homeschooling in Texas and answered the question, why is homeschooling in Texas so free? Today, we address the upcoming special session of the Texas Legislature, where parental education choice is taking center stage. We will also debunk the myths surrounding school choice legislation. In a recent development, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has announced that he will be calling a special session of the Texas Legislature in October. The focus of this special session will be on addressing key education issues, including parental education choice. This decision comes in the wake of the Texas House's refusal to adopt legislation in the regular session that would provide tax-supported funding to parents in Texas, allowing them to have more control over their children's education. The Dallas Express News said, nevertheless, Abbott has indicated that he will draw a line in the sand over school choice, saying there's an easy way to get it done and there's a hard way. We will take it either way, in a special session or after an election. Abbott said, according to the Texas Tribune, if we do not win at the first special session, we will have another special session. And finally, we'll come back again, and then if we don't win that time, I think it's time to send this to the voters themselves. Governor Abbott has made it abundantly clear that he is committed to advancing educational choice in Texas. If the legislature fails to pass what he deems meaningful educational choice legislation, he has indicated that he will make this a campaign issue. And that means that he will likely endorse candidates who challenge incumbents due to their opposition to educational choice that empowers parents and families. That means funds supporting students rather than institutions. THSC has our team on the ground in Austin during this and future legislative sessions for two reasons. First and foremost, we recognize that whenever the legislature convenes, with education on the docket, it's essential to be there and be vigilant. Our mission is to monitor any legislation that could either enhance or erode the freedoms of Texas homeschoolers and parents at large. Frequently, lawmakers propose bills without realizing the unintended consequences that they may have on homeschooling families. Our team is dedicated to ensuring these lawmakers are well informed about potential repercussions and unintended consequences by providing amendments that mitigate those concerns and safeguarding the freedom to homeschooling in Texas. Secondly, homeschoolers across Texas unequivocally endorse legislation that offers families more choices in education, including measures like education savings accounts, called ESAs, which empower parents to fund educational opportunities for their children. The sentiment was revealed through a scientific poll funded by THSC, unveiling the stance of the homeschool community in Texas. While many states adopt similar laws, some homeschool organizations in these states oppose such measures. They argue that allowing homeschool families access to these funds might lead, or would lead to unwanted regulation of all homeschoolers. And additionally, there have been comparable concerns regarding homeschoolers participating in public school sports. However, as we've conducted extensive research spanning nearly 5 decades across states that have passed such kind of legislation and sports access laws, our findings show that in no state have homeschoolers lost their freedom due to these expanded opportunities for parents and homeschool families. Nonetheless, we remain vigilant, as legislative changes during sessions can negatively impact families. This vigilance is precisely why our legislative team is, quote, on the ground, end quote, during these sessions. In some states, opposition from homeschool organizations has prompted lawmakers to redefine homeschoolers who participate in such programs allowed by law to be redefined as not homeschoolers under the law. Unfortunately, this redefinition strips these homeschool families of legal protections painstakingly won over decades of legal and legislative battle. This outcome is discriminatory and leads to confusion and undue hardships for homeschool families enrolled in parental educational choice programs. In Texas, THSC staunchly opposes such discriminatory measures. We are advocating for equal and fair treatment of homeschool families, and our unwavering commitment is rooted in the belief that parents have an inherent right to make decisions for their children, including educational choices, and we will not stand by to allow homeschoolers to be discriminated against and redefined just to participate in a program of parental choice in education. We've covered Governor Abbott's announcement of a special session which will focus on school choice, THSC's role in advocating for parental choice in education, and we've debunked some of the misconceptions surrounding pro-school choice legislation, particularly from the perspective of homeschool freedom. Thank you for listening. Remember that your freedom is worth protecting, and you have a God-given right as a parent to raise your children as you see fit. Join us in safeguarding the future of homeschooling and parental rights. If you found this episode valuable, please share it with friends and fellow homeschoolers. And until the next time, stay strong, stay informed, and thank you for helping us keep Texas families free.